I've been struggling finding weapons to give to Ibaraki to level her up. I need to get mine 7 more levels. She likes twin swords a lot, so realistically, instead of burning through all my resources just to shove weapons into her, which works, but it's not that good, I think the best method if you wanted to level yours up, if you do get one, I recommend just doing Echigo Estate and getting ciphers. That is probably the best way to do it. I'm just going to feed her the stuff that I already have identified here, so it's not bogging down my inventory. Let me see what I got here. Tajinben? Tagenben? Tagenben kind of went pretty good. But I don't think it's any better than anything else. I think only the twin swords are worth doing. Got a lot of Kurikari. Yeah, it is only twins. Everything else is nothing. Yeah, only the only twin swords are really worth doing. So I got to go to Echigo Estate. That's for sure. Oh my gosh, she's yelling at me. Hello. Oh, I gotta refresh the stream or get my new chat up. What do we got here? Oh, I had a rough time. You're mad at me? You weren't there? Oh. It's true. It's true. If I was a twin sword player, it went good. But as a not twin sword player, I got some shooting dojis. Oh my god! She's yelling at me. Yeah, in last night's stream, I said I'd be rolling today, but I coulda left a massage you. Oh, it's rough, the rolling. It was. I can't say it was good. I can't say. I know, but it's not the same voice actress. They changed her voice actress. This is Soul Eater Girl. I'm not mean. Stay a while. Have some fun. Oh my god. You know, I'd forget to pick up weapons if I could actually run through this whole dungeon and not pick up a weapon. And like forget the whole reason I'm here. But as I was saying in the past streams between crashes, I really don't think she's like an absolute character to try to get. She's not surprising us like Battle Maiden Shizuka did. Not in the slightest. Or so far anyway, I haven't really got all access to everything, but like if you can fight an enemy that just stands there and takes it, she could be good, but I don't think she's setting any records. Is she better than Lunastasia? Absolutely. Is she better than like Azura? I would mostly say yeah, I think she's better than Azura. I think she's better than she's probably better than Oda in terms of damage, because she hits like 10 times, Oda hits 5 times. Well, she's not like, she's probably like an A minus if I had to say, Woody. I'd say that she's like an A minus so far. Like, I think her damage potential is really high, but that was in the test dungeon. I don't know like what she'll do against a real enemy, and mine's only level 84. Don't talk about Oda like that. Like, Oda's good, but like Oda is like, you know, 2018 good, you know, like by today's standards Oda isn't used that much. Imagine you got an A minus in Asia. That's fine, you just go work at Cyberstep. That'd be fine. But no, like, I would say, like, I guess I had my hopes high because her spin attack was really good. Like, usually, for most Vanguards we get to play with in a test dungeon for events like Ho-Oh or, what's her name? Inuchio and Toshi. Yes, she's better than Siegfried. Didn't take much. I'm better than Siegfried. But, like, for the characters you usually test out in dungeons, they usually have, like, their better skills hidden away in, like, their unlocks, like, from actually having them. Like, even when we had Honda, like, we got access to Shinden and Raiden and other moves that were really, really powerful. But I tried out Ibaraki's other moves, and they're just, like... I missed. Well, I did cap. That was pretty good. But, like, I really thought her other moves would have been really good. But then I tried out, like, the move that's locked at the highest level, the Oni Shu Horn, is probably just an upgrade over the other flash step attack we get, to be honest. I need to pop a mini boost or something. Like, I'm not getting any weapons. I have the 30-minute drop boost I got from the event. I can use that. You got Oda and Onokomachi. Oda's better than... Yes, Oda is better than Onokomachi. But at the same time, they do two different things. Like, if they made it so that her animations were more fluid and her cooldown was a bit better, yeah, she would be really good. Like, right now, it's just she feels really clunky and non-fluid. I have to pick up everything. Can't be looking around for weapons. Explain? So, like, Komachi, like, the other point was that Komachi and Oda use different elements. So Oda uses fire, dark, and flight, and pierce. And Komachi uses, like, thunder and love or something, I don't know. But, like, you're not going to use Oda on a boss weak to lightning, you'd use Komachi. And you wouldn't use Komachi to fight an enemy weak to what Oda is strong to, or whatever. Like, you would play to your strengths. There's only like a handful of vanguards that are universally good against everything. And that's like Honda, Keiji for the most part. And then some that are just more specialized than the next. So like, but in terms of like, you know, if she was more fluid, like if we could do more stuff with her, that only finds one enemy. That is really annoying. How did it not hit that guy? How did that not hit? Counter's really nice. Yeah, the counter is awesome. Oh, yeah. It's just like, I don't know if she needs like max attack speed to be like really good. Like, I'm not really using her with attack speed mags like Katerions or anything like that, like knowledges. Like, if I were to try to put on a bunch of knowledges, maybe her attack speed really matters for her. Like, I can't, it's hard to cancel her attacks, actually. Because, like, we have cancel, like, attack canceling increases your attack speed, like, so much. Like, I would need to know what she looks like when she perfect blocks, to be honest. Hi. Now, if Ibaraki just straight up said, like, yo, hi, slow down, my tits are heavy, like, I'd be all over that. Like, that'd be hilarious. Okay, counter me. Yeah. Counter me, fool. That's fast. That's a fast counter. I like counter being a skill as opposed to perfect block. Counter is awesome. I love Bullseye. Bullseye's my favorite attack, actually. Like, on her whole kit, I love that. I love that counter. I would almost put counter on every weapon. Like, not really. Like, you need to have a combo weapon, but... just, like, if that counter actually protects you from damage... like, if you can, like, dodge some bullshit with that, we gotta test out that counter. Because she could end up becoming, like, the full counter of this game, like, in a way. Oh my god. Like, and I know multi-hit stuff exists, but if she gets, like, counter into iframes, like, that would be really cool. Because the window for invincibility seems really, really high. And I mean, it's not like we haven't seen Vanguards be one-trick ponies either. Like Oda, like is Oda good? Yeah. What do you use? Bloodstained Rebellion, Bloodstained Rebellion, Bloodstained Rebellion, Bloodstained Rebellion, and the occasional Crossfire. And she's considered good because that skill and her buff like gets her, a feat. Like she's able to accomplish things. Miyamoto, it's Flash of Retribution, Sepulcher, Eternal War, Heart. Like, it's a handful of skills that we use. Like, generally, you don't just go through everything. Honda, lasers, and lasers and Raiden. And then Purple Lightning. Like, you don't need to have a lot of skills to make a Vanguard good. It's just you need to have a handful of good skills. KG, you have 5 skills. But they're all good. Like, well, the ranged attack's not really writing home about. But it's everything else. The tornado, the dash attack, the oogie, the invincibility. Keiji only has 5 skills, but she has 3 different elements. And, like, Ceremony of Cold, Mount Form, etc., etc. I would say Keiji's slow if you ever touch R1 and don't know how to combo your skills. Like, Shiro might be faster, but Shiro doesn't have the flexibility of Keiji. Like, Keiji's versatility is what makes her really good. Insta charge, the ability to, like, go into mount form, fully heal yourself, counter to get like a bunch of bonus attack power, etc., etc. What do I got here? Yeah, you can with Ibaraki, or not Ibaraki, but with Keiji, yeah. Sometimes you'll hit with your 5th Ogi or whatever, 5th slot, and it just doesn't work. Counter me, baby. Oh no, you take. Oh, I took damage. My counter didn't work. Yeah, like if you ever touch Keiji's regular attacks, you just wasted. Like this little maneuver is going to cost you 60 years if you ever use Keiji's regular attack, like ever. Better question is Ibaraki better than Ho-Oh? Now that's a big, big question that I don't know if I can answer. Because Ho-Oh was like one of the greatest characters in her original dungeon, but then outside her dungeon, she's just like that little dirt face you see in like what is it, like the Demon Slayer? You have like these epically animated fight scenes, and then it'll just be like random, like epic, like zoomed in on Nezuko, and she's all demonic and angry and veiny and just beautiful animation. And then the next scene, she's just a little 2 dots and a smile on Tanjiro's back, That's literally like Ho-Oh in dungeon versus Ho-Oh everywhere else. Like, it's just like same character, but it's like character when they're on the enemy's team, character when you recruit them. Like that same syndrome with Ho-Oh. And like we're wise to Cybercep's tricks. Like we know that in the test dungeon, Vanguards do double damage. They do inflated damage. Like we know how they're gonna go. But personally, I don't really think I would even roll her unit more now that I maxed out shooting. Like, I know it wouldn't let me charge more, but like, looking at it, it's like, I maxed out shooting. I have Kodro maxed out. I got Leviathan maxed out. Satan, I can only use one scroll. Like, I'm actually not in a good position to actually touch that banner. The only exception I ever really made to like a banner to get a character, even though it was really bad for me, was Honda. Honda was like a 50-50 chance on a 6-character lineup, and I was like, nope, I have to get this character. I don't know why they put so much end lag on her attacks. It's unsettling in this kind of game where you can normally cancel or walk out of anything. It's really weird. How much time do I get on my boost? Fucking 17 minutes! Oh! See, the people who designed it so that vanguards talk when you go too fast are the people that don't play this game. Like, Ibaraki should have had, like, Crimson Crosscut Sublime as a skill, and it should have been bigger, and it should have been 100% slice, and then based on what alcohol you drank, it would become either dark or fire. Like, I don't know why they didn't play that much on her. Making all her skills fire dark all the time, when the alcohol just changes the slice, doesn't make sense to me. Like, it should have been like Lancelot, where they were 100%, and then you choose which to use. Like Lancelot, whoever the dev was who designed Lancelot, sure didn't design Ibaraki. The idea to use alcohol is really, really good. That's awesome. But beyond that, I got a Basra Magatama. Oh, that's that red one, isn't it? Hey. Part of me is thinking, like, you know, how come I didn't pre-farm these drops? And then the other part of me is like, you didn't know if you were going to roll her or not. We made it to the end of the dungeon that fast? Wow. Really? That's my range? It would be really cool if she just like beat the crap out of like Levin Lance or something. But at the same time, so would Honda. Because like Honda's main thing is that she can beat beasts. So like Ibaraki having the beast advantage is not as appealing as previously thought. Like, the different monster type advantages only really applies to players that have a middling amount of vanguards. Because by now, most vanguards, facilitate a need to do, something another doesn't. But still, for me to only get one Ibaraki and like 4,000 OC, not good rates. Like it was Ibaraki, 3 shootings, and Kojiro. So I rolled enough to get a 5 scrolls Vanguard, it just wasn't all the same one. I remember with Shizuka, I got like a handful of scrolls. Like, I didn't get much. I think I only got like a 2 scroll or a 3 scroll or something when she came. And then at the same time, Shizuka only really uses 2 skills as well, but they're 2 damn good skills. Like, you have the arrows that increase your damage cap, and then you have the fire tornado. I did get one from, I got them all from premiums, to be honest, my Shizuka's. Like, I have 2 more in my inventory from premiums. I do not roll for her. I've gotten, like, I would say 4 Shizukas off tickets. Happens to me all the time. You get Tri-Tails? I don't think I have, like, Tri-Tails maxed out to this day. Where am I? Am I done already? Wow. I just blank out when I run this dungeon. My eyes are, like, tired, I think. And I'm just like, I'm at the boss already? Well, there's iframes on that. I can see that. I did the counter and got frozen. It worked! I'm saving a clip. That was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Oh my god. Oh, remember on PS4 when we could only save clips like an hour long? You had to like predetermine it. The PS5 was like, yeah, how long you want that clip? That was crazy. That was the first clip-worthy thing I've seen her do. It's like, I'm a counter, gets frozen. The counter still goes off. Like, I want to know in the clip if it triggered the counter or if it was her coming out of the ice. Like, if it triggered the bell. I was so shocked I didn't notice if it triggered the bell or not. That'd be crazy. I just realized I still didn't run my energy. Like, my energy didn't fill up since this morning, but I'm like, oh, right, I would have had energy. I'm gonna get so many Druma points from all this. Am I lost? Yeah, I went the wrong way. It is, absolutely. Especially for like Twitter and just making GIFs and things like that. I remember years ago I told myself, man, I could never play multiple gacha games. And then I reached a point where I could afford to play multiple gacha games. Because I would invest so much in one and I'd be able to like stand on my own 2 feet and then I'd play another one and get stuff. Because like that's the problem with gacha games, to be honest. Is that you reach a point where you already have like you'll eventually reach a point where you already have like everything that's worth getting, let's say. You end up reaching that point and then the joy of rolling goes away unless you get really, really lucky, which doesn't always happen. But then when you play a new gacha game, like when I started playing Genshin and rolling in that, like everything was new. Everything was worth getting. I liked getting certain 3-star weapons. I liked getting 4-star weapons. It was fun. It was fun to always get something useful. But then again, the same problem occurs in Genshin where now I can't roll for things because I maxed out too many other things. Like I got what I wanted, but because I got what I wanted, now I can't roll on other banners that double up on what I wanted. Namely wanting Jean and, mostly just wanting Jean in Genshin. Like, because I never had Jean, I kept rolling. I didn't mind getting other characters because I would get Jean. Like I wanted to get copies of Jean. I enjoyed her how she played. And then, like, now there's, like, the new character Nahida came out, and I don't really care about her. I looked at the weapon banner, I'm like, oh, this weapon's kind of cool. Maybe that'd be good to get. And then I'm like, oh, it's with a weapon I already maxed out. Guess I'm not touching that. So, there's that. And then now I've started playing, like, I played Fire Emblem Heroes before, and in that game you needed 10 copies of characters, but it was fun. There was community, and I got frozen, did the counter. The counter didn't go off. It didn't work. Okay, cool. Burnt Talisman, I'll take it. But that game, I won't put money into it anymore. I pay for the subscription just to get bonuses and stuff, but because when I play it, you get like quality of life stuff. But like, I don't put money into it anymore. Like, I don't buy the currency at all. I'll just use what's free to play available to me. And then the most current gacha game I'm playing and enjoying is Idol Huntress on my phone. And I must say, I put like a fair amount of money into it. I'm like one of the top 3 players on our server. Like, I'm making good decisions, making friends, I'm in good guilds and stuff. Like, it's fun. I enjoy playing it every day. The art's good. But even there, like, I'm at a point where, okay, I'm starting to max out characters. Like, the goal is you want to have 15 maxed out characters so you can break level cap. Like, it's something you want to do. It's exciting. I'm getting close to that. And now it's like, you know, I've gotten most of the focus characters and stuff. Idols and maintenance, yeah, I read that they're getting a maintenance today. And even there, like, it's fun. Like, you always get characters, you always get stuff, but eventually that always grinds to a halt, and that's what I like having. But it's that feeling that I like, but you can only have it so temporary, and you only get it if it's something you want to invest in. So it's this weird hate relationship. Like, you want to, like, I like being good at games. I like being good at gacha games. Like, I like doing that stuff. I like getting the characters. I like playing with it's like a card game, honestly, a digital card game half the time. I like doing that stuff. So yeah, like, even in Oni, it's like when I roll for something, I have to evaluate the banner. I have to make sure, okay, do I not have too many other things, because I know I'm not going to get my character 5 times that I want, etc., etc., etc. Like, there's a lot of precautions. Like, I can go a whole year without rolling in Oni because there's nothing for me. Now, they've been bringing out Sublimes and stuff, and I've been rolling for those, but even then, I get all these Sublimes just to get a Vanguard, you know? But Joe asked me a question. That's Mr. Dog. He asked me if I ever planned on switching from Spear. The answer is, like, no, I would not. But, like, I'll use different weapon types if I need them to do something, but no, I don't foresee myself ever just maining another weapon. Like, yeah, I would make a Dullahan twin sword because Dark is really good for twins. Like, I have no problem with that, making the odd other weapon. Like, right now I'm trying to make myself a staff of the Lucifer Revolt. That's like my side project right now. But no, I don't get the enjoyment I get from Spear out of the other weapon types at all. Like, it's not even something that crosses my mind. Like, I have no desire to, and especially in today's environment, honest to God, in today's Oni, where universal skills are some of the best in the game, and, like, Sublimes kind of dictate, like, other good skills, I really don't even see the appeal. Let's say I wanted to just go Odachi because I'm a masochist or something. Like, like, let's say I wanted to go Odachi. It's like, what skill makes me want to go Odachi? Is it Fierce Slash? Is it Subame Gaishi? Is it Void Lightning Slash? Is it anything? Like, no. There's no desire for me to play Odachi. I used to play Bow at the start of the game. Like, I played Bow and Twin because they both fed off decks. But I'll never forget, and I can still see it perfectly, the first time I saw somebody gather up Aruma enemies and use Water Dragon on them. That was like, whoa. It was like seeing tits for the first time. Like, it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? I need that in my life. But you mentioned, well, yeah, like, if as a viewer, and you're watching people streaming, and me or Kuranai or whoever, you know, yeah, you're going to see them pretty much using their preferred weapon type, and then whatever Vanguard is the best Vanguard for the dungeon. Like, unless the stream was called, like, Jackass, Onigiri Jackass or whatever, where it's like, I'm gonna bring Izuna to fight Purg. Like, unless someone's doing like a challenge run, they're, potentially, you know, especially if they're not guaranteed to win, like they're potentially wasting prayer crystals, wasting energy, wasting time on their boost, wasting, like, you're wasting a lot of resources if you gamble and try different things. Like, sometimes I do videos where I try to see if certain vanguards work. Like, when Elios was around last time, I tried a bunch of different vanguards on him. Some that were suboptimal. Like, what's the best vanguard to use on Hades Elios? Honda. Okay. Well, how does that help somebody that doesn't have Honda? Okay, well, you can use Sugamo, you can use Riku, you can use Kirin, you can use, so on, like, Chio, etc., etc. Or even Venus, I used Venus, and Venus was able to do it. Like, if I'm doing something to be educational or to help or to inform, yeah, I'll try different, options outside the optimal. But if it's my boost, my energy, my time, and my teammates that are relying on me to do my best, yeah, you're going to see Keiji, Honda, Battle Maiden, or any other Vanguard that's the best one for the job that I have. That's what you're going to see for hours and hours and hours. And that's the nature of the game. And at the same time, Vanguards are what allows us to play a different way outside of our main weapon type. Like, and they're fun to use and they're great to have. Oh, my boost is done. Cool. So really, no. It's one of the things I always really said. Like, try out all the different weapon types and find one that suits you, because that's the weapon type you're going to play, like, every single day you log in. Like, that's it. Like, try them all out. Find the one you like and stick to it. For me, that's spear. But certain times I'll use a bow. Like, sometimes if I get a really good sublime, I will sometimes build a weapon just for it, if it's that good. But, like, that question, again, isn't really something that we could have asked, 5 years ago. Like, let's say before knowledge and knowledge type mags came out. Now that Redux is the biggest thing, as long as you're using the corresponding elements, and sometimes even not, you can use any weapon type you want, because the Redux powers up all weapons types. Back when it was Tempest, Fuse, 105s, you had to make them specific to your weapon type. You were as much your weapon as your weapon was you. It dictated what mags you wore, what weapons you used, what skills you had, etc., etc. So, it's only in recent years where Cyberstep keeps giving out these knowledge mags with an element, like Redux, Purgatory mags, all these things that are universal, that people are really allowed to be that free to choose different weapon types. Like, in the era of Oni that I'm from, that's just not an option. It's not something we think of. Like, it's something we can do now. Yes, no one says you can't do it. It's just, like, why? And the same thing is, especially when you've invested in these classes, when you want the best results for you, you're not going to go, especially when it matters, you're not going to play, like, suboptimally. You're not going to, get 15 sublimes or 5 sublimes and then just go do something else. Unless that something else is the best. Like, And that's also like Icicle Punishment and Salome and all those skills that come out. So the universals, basically all the Purgatories, Icicle Punishment, Salome, all that stuff, you can put them on your favorite weapon. It doesn't matter. And we know that if you want to be fully objective on the subject, because Axe has the highest base attack in the game, universal Ogies are best on Axe. Does that mean you should put them on Axe because the attack number is a little higher? Not if you can't support Axe, or, like, let's say, for example, you're not building a mountain axe. So you just want to put, let me think. What's a good example? You want a weapon to put your Everlasting Gale and Abyssal Embrace on, and it's a Dark Fin. You can put 2 weapons types on it. So we're building a dark weapon, right? So, okay, well, what's the most optimal dark weapon to put it on? You're going to say Twin Swords, Collapsing Blades, really, really good. True, I would put them on that weapon. Or a Twin Sword. Like, most people that make a Dark Fin make a Twin Sword because Collapsing Blade's really good. But there's also a handful of Dark Fin bows because Cursed Arrow is really good and not that expensive on Dura, and it depends on your playstyle. You can sit back and just hit cap, cap, cap freely, and then use your Ogies defensively, especially Everlasting Gale, to get out a jail free card, and just go back to shoot, shoot, shoot. So, like, when it comes to Dark, those two come to mind. There's also Wand, but Wand runs the risk of being interrupted, high SP costs, etc., etc. So, like, when it comes to your universal Ogies, unless you're dedicated to one weapon type that you prefer, generally you're not going to see many people willingly put it on a different weapon type. Hey, Mouse. Yeah, Collapsing Blade Sublime, I think you mean Shoal Slash. For Twin Sword, Shoal Slash is 32 hits. Yeah. Collapsing Blade Sublime is Spear's move, and that one hits 10 times, which is really good, but in retrospect, it kind of falls off with the advent. Like, when Collapsing Blade Sublime first came out, oh, it's all good, don't worry about it, meow. When Collapsing Blade Sublime came out, we didn't, like, when we saw it on PC, they didn't have Everlasting Gale. I don't think PC ever got Everlasting Gale or Decapitating Scream, those 2 Purgogies. I don't think they made it that far, but I think they had Collapsing Blade Sublime. I think. So when we heard that it was really, really good, or at least JPPC had it, when we heard that Collapsing Blade Sublime and Shoal Slash came out and they were really, really good, they didn't have that competition with Everlasting Gale and Decapitating Scream. Steam did get it, but it wasn't the same era. So, like, back when we heard that Collapsing Blade Sublime was really, really good, it did not have the competition of Scream and Gale. And Scream and Gale is a powerful, powerful combination. And they don't take as much Dura, but they pump out, like, 15 hits of cap, like, together. So, when we finally got our hands on it, we were like, oh my god, Collapsing Blade, it hits from afar, it's really good range. It is a good skill, but damage to Dura, you're better off using the other 2, which can be put on any weapon, which is most likely going to be Dark Fin and Dullahan, so to speak. And that's how mine is, really. I have my Dark Fin with Everlasting Gale and Icicle Punishment, and then my Dullahan has... I used to have the Scream Ogie until Collapsing Blade came, but I put Collapsing Blade on it because I wanted Collapsing Blade and the high damage bonus, and then I have the hands to hit double in the air. That was the main point I wanted. But the main point I'm trying to get across is that because the universals keep on getting better, like Dragon Arc Ogies, Purg Ogies, Sublimes, well, not Sublimes, but the Universals, for say. Um, because they're universal, you just put them on your favorite weapon type anyway, because chances are, you know, you're going to have the accessories you need for your class. Like, I'm not going to go, I didn't go out of my way to get Ibaraki, Douji, Nidaime accessories. Like, they're really good for Twin Sword players. Absolutely they are. I have them just because I have them. You know, like, when you're investing in your character, like, when a new bow accessory comes out, I'm like, oh, I might use a bow one day, I should get that. Like, no, I don't think like that at all. I do not think like that one bit. Like, for me, it's like, okay, Toshis, I need these. I play Spear. This is the highest Spear affinity. They give you Pierce, they give you Vitality, they give you Attack. They're fantastic. You got a double Nahida? That's awesome, Nine. Fantastic. That's great. I saw a picture of someone else getting one of those too. That's great. Or two of them, I should say. And then Akane, same thing. I looked at that accessory. Oh, that's for Spear. That's for a bunch of different elements. It's fire. It does something different. I want that accessory. Tadakachu. I thought Tadakachu was going to be like the best, but not having the cooldown kind of bothers me. But it's still a lightning mountain one. And that's another thing. With accessories, especially paid accessories, you know, unless you have like KGs that just give you like a shit ton of attack and you don't care, you know, it's hard to multitask because like unless you have like a sublime or a very, very powerful skill, well, I guess it would be a sublime. Unless you have a sublime that carries the weapon, there's no real point to hybridize and use something else. Unless their normal skills are just that good, i.e., you know, collapsing blade on twin, or Bow's Aqua Needle, or what's its name? You know, Water Dragon on Spear, Lance of Flames on Spear. Like there's certain skills that are iconic that are, yes, these are really good. It's worth kind of having that weapon for this situation. But with Sublimes, you know, especially with a lot of the big Sublimes, or when the Mountain Sublimes came out, like they were all like, you know, 9 to 10 hits of cap. Like they were pretty equally power balanced. So it didn't matter what weapon type you were playing, you just went for it, you know, if you got that. So my thoughts on Ibaraki. Myself, I'm just getting mine to three scroll for now, and I'm like, she's a permanent addition to the game. I don't think she's a must-have by any means. By any means, she does share elements with Kaguya. I forgot about that. Wolf King Kaguya. As of right now, I would say like if we had like a tier list and S was the highest, I would say Wolf King Kaguya would be in the A tier, like a solid A plus character, and I would say Ibaraki Douji is like a tier behind her. As of right now. Like, Kaguya was so good. I used her to solo the Gala boss. Like, it was fine. It was great. Like, she's just so fast and fluid and quick. But Ibaraki right now, she's kind of clunky. She kind of needs a buff. Like, she needs faster animations. But I guess that's the biggest character you could compare Ibaraki to is Wolf King Kaguya. And that's just like on a technicality. Like she's like a seasonal vanguard. She's weak to beast. So the main thing is like if you're someone who has Wolf King Kaguya and you know she's a Fire Dark Vanguard, Wolf King is strong to Soul, Spectre, and weak to Beast. Ibaraki Douji Nidaime is weak to Soul, strong to Monster, strong to Beast. So they're kind of opposite each other actually. So they're actually good to have in duality. Wolf King Kaguya is good against your S and your SL and your S, and Nidaime Ibaraki is good against M and Beast and neutral to S. What do you mean, Mao? I already know about the Dura it would cost, despite it might be a good DPS skill. What skill are you talking about? Oh, the collapsing sublime? Yeah, I mean, you can bring it to Oni. It's just it takes so much Dura. Like I use it on my weapon. Where'd it go? Oof. It's like I think 400 to 500 Dura depending on your mags. But the other moves like Funeral and Everlasting, Decapitating Scream and Gale take very, very little durability for the dark damage they can deal. What a rabbit hole of a question that was. Thanks, Joe. Okay, I got a lot of these Echigo Estate weapons. Hope I don't crash. Yeah, I'd like to see a new Redux as well. That'd be nice. Like, well, personally, I'd rather like before they make a new Redux, I want them to re-release Reduxes for everybody. What's Delicious Carrot? It is the Valentine's drop. They all identify into cudgels and artisan swords. They're really good. Well, they all identify really into artisan swords up till like 30 or 40, I believe. And then you use the Valentine's ones for cudgels. Yeah, because most people, if you don't have them, you have to buy them off somebody else. You can farm as many marrows as you want. It doesn't matter because we can't item stack. Yep, they're like artisans. Yep, they're like artisans. Artisans and cudgels. Yep. You get them every Valentine's event. Like, I farmed like 1,700 of them. I booked it. I farmed for hours and hours and hours this year so that I'd have so many of them. Like, Valentine's event is becoming one of the best events in the game because it lets you get artisans for the whole year if you're dedicated enough. And you get lychee mags. You can try to make a profit off those, but those artisans and those cudgels, they're worth